Hello and welcome to Cuesta Sports Monthly, an in-depth look at Cuesta athletics. I'm Peter Schuler. Today on Cuesta Sports Monthly, we focus on the gym sports as volleyball and wrestling seasons wind down. First, we'll be talking about basketball as the season just starts. First up on Cuesta Sports Monthly, it's women's volleyball with Kiera Taylor and Katie Hesch. So, Kiera, Taylor, welcome to Cuesta Sports Monthly.
Thank you.
Season's winding down right now. How are you guys feeling about how the season's going?
I think it's going great. We have strong hitters, strong defenders. We play very tough opponents, but we're holding down our own fort. So.
Yeah, the Western State Conference is one of the toughest conferences in the state. You guys are kind of backing a little bit in the cup, down in the middle of the standings. Do you guys still feel like you got a playoff chance? They've taken 5 or 6 player teams from this conference before.
I genuinely think we do. I'm always a hopeful person, so I'd like to say we do, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we have it. I mean, the teams that we're going to be playing against, we've won against, I think, one of them, and I don't know, the other teams, we've been pretty head-to-head with it, so I think we have a good chance, I think.
Yeah, we've totally battled it out with some pretty tough teams so far, so I have faith in us.
I think when you get to the playoffs, if you do, you'll pretty much be comfortable with that because you got so many good, tough teams in that conference. You really kind of strengthen your team by that conference schedule.
Totally be familiar, yeah.
So you both are Atascadero Greyhounds. What was the thing that made you come here to Cuesta College? I will start with you.
For me, I mean, honestly, it was the Cuesta Promise because it's a great opportunity, in my opinion. And, I mean, I didn't want to stop my volleyball career. It's something I wanted to continue. And once I knew Kiera was here, too, I was like, okay, I definitely want to play because, I mean, we've been teammates for so long. So, yeah, that kind of pushed me to play.
Yeah, so for me as well, the Cuesta Promise, I was going to go to a 4-year, but why not go get 2 years free at Cuesta Community College? So
one of the things, just Kiera, we talked about that little bio that all the athletes fill out every year. Mm-hmm. You're in your second year, and you've filled out 5 so far.
Yeah.
So you're a very versatile athlete. One of the things I have to, your first one, you were listed as 5'9". Now you're at 6 foot. You've had a kind of a growth spurt the last year, right?
I'd say a little bit, yeah. I'm 6 foot. I'd like to say 6'1", actually.
Now, one of the things last year you started off with volleyball, and you went to basketball, and then you went to track. Yeah. And kind of redshirted with beach a little bit. Yeah. So what's kind of your plan for this year? Just because we know you're playing right now on the hard court.
My plan is to do the same thing as last year, so redshirt in beach, and then go into track, compete in track, and then go from there. Okay. Yeah.
You go play basketball as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna play basketball too. Yeah. Okay. So same things as last year is on my agenda.
So what of those 4 sports, what would be your favorite probably?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard question. I can't pick one. I love them all like a lot. So maybe I guess track, because that's what I see myself going like into my future with. Like I see myself going into a 4-year after Cuesta with that. So I'd probably say track, but as of right now, I really love volleyball, and volleyball has my happiness. So
yeah, so track's kind of the individual sport there. Mm-hmm. And then all the other teams, you have to have all your teammates and work together, all that stuff. So
teamwork.
So is that kind of the thing that's where it's focused on you? If you win or lose, it's on you.
Totally, yeah. It's definitely way more of an independent sport, and yeah. So you basically get to decide if you win or lose half the time. So. Was
it tough not being in the beach? I mean, you got to play beach last year, but how did you feel about?
I mean, I really liked playing beach. It was my first year playing beach, so I was really nervous going into it. And I didn't play indoor last year, so it was like I was the newbie on the team, I would say. But honestly, I loved it, and it like really advances your skills a lot. Like all the skills I picked up in beach, I'm able to use it indoor, so I liked it.
Now you got kind of a beach person from Atascadero. I mean, Atascadero Shores. I don't know, yeah. But you like fishing, you like surfing. The beach is kind of your place. Is that? Yeah. That's first time you've had a structured beach.
Yeah,
team.
First time I've played beach volleyball in that way. But I mean, I'm a very big outdoors person, so I kind of wish like I played beach like growing up, but I mean, we'll start somewhere, I guess.
Has that gotten down to the high school level? Or the Tascadero now have a beach team, or they?
They do not, but I know that they're working on it.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of girls that are really interested in playing beach volleyball.
And a lot of the surrounding schools have beach teams like Paso and like SLO and all them. So.
Yeah, very competitive teams. So.
Yeah.
What would be the difference for you guys as a player? You know, I mean, as the beach, you know, usually you're coming up under the net and you're, you know.
Yeah.
The difference between playing all the way around with a partner and playing on the team on the hard floor.
Definitely more trust, I would say. Like playing with only one person compared to playing with 5 other people, there's a difference in trust level, kind of. When you're with one other person, it's like you guys really need to communicate the whole floor. And 6 other people, like there's more, you know, more, I guess, opinions, I guess.
Yeah. I would also say trust, but I would also say like for beach you have to have like all the skills. Like you're gonna be setting, you're gonna be hitting, you're gonna be passing. And I feel like in indoor it's like you specialize in like one skill pretty much. So yeah, but I agree with trust. That's the main thing.
Totally.
Yeah,
she worded it way better than I did.
So the difference between having a role and doing all that thing is to doing everything. Does beach actually help you on the hardwood because you have to do everything, or do you feel like it's all of a sudden you're in a box where you're limited to one role?
I would say it helped me because like now I'm way more scrappier than I am. Like because I'm a middle, and so normally I'm just like at the net, I don't do much. But now I'm able to like, I don't know.
You're not as afraid of leaving the net a little bit.
Yeah, totally. You have to go for everything. Like in indoor, like you're like, should I go for this? But in beach, you actually have to go for everything because there's only one other person that could go for it as well. So yeah.
Now, what about the culture of that? Because you kind of have a partner, do you move around a lot?
Yeah, last year I moved around a lot. I had like, I think 4 different partners, but we're also like a new beach team, so I mean that comes with it. But yeah, I moved around a lot, but I was able to like establish trust with all of the girls that I played with, and my ending partner Maddie, she was amazing, and I miss her so much. But I don't know, me and her had a really good like chemistry playing together. But yeah.
Yeah, totally. And usually there's one person blocking at the net and there's one person passing in the back. So, yeah, you have to have a lot of communication, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the last questions kind of to get going here, but we'll do a little bit more with the beach stuff. But what are one of the things that you feel like are different, or what helps you on the hardwood playing beach?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, definitely, because like it feels like beach sets you up for indoor instead of indoor sets you up for beach. But
I really don't know. That's a really hard question because I agree.
Okay. All right, so we'll
I'm
get
stuck.
to the next question. Last question. You ready for basketball coming up?
I'm so ready for basketball. Yeah, I can't play yet because I have to wait for volleyball to get over. But I'm just like so eager to play in a basketball game. Like, yeah.
Well, Katie and Kiera, thank you very much for joining us. And when we return on Cuesta Sports Monthly, we'd like to thank Kiera Taylor and Katie Hesch for joining us. And as they finish up with their season this week, coming up next, we'll check in with wrestling when Cuesta Sports Monthly returns.
Cuesta.edu. Television, radio, broadcast, communications. Explore the world of digital communication and tap into your creative genius. Television, radio, broadcast, communications.
This is your boy, the DUI, and you're listening to KGUR.org.
Your digital future is at Cuesta College right now. Log on to Cuesta.edu now for enrollment dates and class information.
Don't get the boom in the shot. Blowing it, bro.
Cuesta.edu.
We're back on campus with our grapplers. When the wrestlers compete, they're all alone on the mat, but today we have a crowd. So I'd like to welcome Coach Joe Dansby and All-Americans Preston Scharf and Chance Evans to Cuesta Sports Monthly. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you. We're heading into kind of the big time right now. Got through most conference, and then got the conference meet coming up. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great. We're really ready to get on the mat and show everyone what we're made of.
Just been training, trying to get better, and trying to win it.
Yeah, we kind of got a little bit of pressure. We won the tournament last year, so we think we can do it again.
Now, you guys both coming back off All-American seasons, having a great year, both of you guys. You're a little banged up, but you're feeling pretty good now?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm 100%. Just a little injury, and we're right back at it.
Now, coming up, you're going to have we just had the meathead, and now you're coming up, you're going to have the conference duels, conference coming up, the conference meet. How are you guys feeling about that? I mean, you guys have pretty much had everybody in the duels now, so you know what's going to happen. How are you feeling? You feeling confident going into that meet?
Yeah, really ready to get back out there and get back on that #1 spot.
Yeah, it's been interesting because it's a little bit different in a tournament than it is in duels. I mean, duels is one-on-one, and tournament style is a little bit different. We fare a little bit better in a tournament style rather than a duel, just because our numbers are a little smaller than some of the teams. But and then we've had Chance out for a little while, so now we're fully loaded, and I think it's going to give us a good jump start for regionals and state.
Now, we talked about last year winning the conference tournament. This year, so far, you guys are right there in the duels. You're doing well. We just got Joe tied Gary Meisner for the record for most duels won here at Cuesta College. What does that mean to you about? Except for you've been here a long time. Beyond that, what does that mean to kind of have that kind of mark right now?
I didn't even really know until last year, until it was brought up, and that was it. And I looked at this year's team, and I was like, oh, it's possible. With a good year, it's very possible that we could break it. So it just means, I think, just a lifetime of work, and to do it with these guys is going to be pretty special if we can do that next week, beat the record.
Now, do you guys kind of already alluded, you kind of feel comfortable in the tournaments because you kind of move up and stuff like that. What is the difference with knowing who you're going to wrestle and doing like that rather than having to advance? What is your mindset going into that match? If okay, you're going to wrestle this guy from 197 who's at Lemoore, but you don't know in a tournament who your next opponent is going to be until it happens. So is there a kind of different mindset for like I'm preparing for this guy, or is it just you're going to just go out there and do your stuff?
Yeah, Dansby talks about it with us a lot. Is just when you're going into those matches where you don't know who you got or who you have after, is just making sure to remember the work you put in and having confidence in the training you do prior to the competition.
Me personally, I like the tournaments because every match I feel like I warm up more and more, and my technique gets better. With the duels, you got to kind of come out swinging from the gate. So I like the tournaments personally.
Now, do you get kind of like a scouting report on somebody? Like, okay, that guy's going to go for my leg. That guy's going to go. You guys get a scouting report. Or you're going to wrestle your match, and that guy's going to have to deal with you.
Yeah, we pretty much wrestled everyone at this point. But there's a couple new guys that have came in, freshmen. But for the most part, I know most of the guys in my weight class. Yeah.
So you do a little bit of scouting.
Yeah, I watch videos and.
Yeah, I do a little bit of scouting, but I just try and wrestle how I wrestle and let the rest take care of itself.
Now, we just had the big Meathead Movers tournament. It's over. You could take a break now for a little bit. But just talk about a little bit about what that means to your program, having a sponsor like that, having somebody who cares, a former wrestler coming back and really giving to the program. What's that kind of mean for you and these young men?
The first thing is, he told me 22 years ago, I'm going to sponsor the event until you retire. And so far, it's every 22 years in a row, he's made that promise come true. But it's nice that when people give back, and we've had, besides Aaron Steed at Meathead Movers, we've had a lot of people give back in a lot of ways. Coming in the room and showing some technique, just being there, supporting, coming to the matches, and I think that's big for these guys to see people come back, and I know they'll do the same.
Now, we're kind of seeing right now, you've been working with the women's team, and that's, in the past, wrestling, when Title IX came, they lost a lot of wrestling teams back then. Talk about what's going on. And, I'm a big fan now of women's wrestling. My neck's a little sore from a demonstration I got the other day. But just tell a little bit about what's happening with that.
What we're seeing with the women increasing is the men increasing as well. Imperial Valley is a new program. They added women's, but they also added a men's program this year as well. So I think we're going to see that trend on point coming across the next several years. Right. When they'll add a women's, they'll add a men's, or they'll add a men's, they'll add a women's.
Now, are you hoping to have that sport varsity here too?
Absolutely. I think everything's going in the right direction, and we have 10 women working on it with us right now in the fall, and they're super hopeful to compete in the spring and compete for a state title.
Okay. Now, Preston, to go back to a little bit in your history, you took a couple of years off before you came into Cuesta College competing. What was that break like? What was it like to kind of have that break from the competition, and how quickly did you regain your form?
It took me a while to knock the cobwebs off, but I started training again, and I fell in love with it again, so I wanted to see how far I could take it and see where I could go with it.
Now, this is your second year now. Are you going to try and move on and continue wrestling? Or?
Yeah, I'm talking to a couple schools. I'm hoping to go to a 4-year after this year.
All right, cool. Now, Chance, you're part-time at Cal Poly right now?
No.
No, okay. I'm sorry. So you came out, you wrestled for Brendan Drucker, who was an all-state wrestler for us here at Cuesta College. What was it like transitioning from Brandon over to Joe? Was it kind of seamless? What was it like having a guy who had experience at Cuesta College being your mentor?
It was pretty seamless. I've been around Dansby and known of Dansby for the whole time since I've been wrestling, and it's kind of always been a choice for me to go to Cuesta and continue from there, and so it's been nice.
All right, so you guys coming up towards the end of the season. Joe, what's your plan? What are we looking at here?
I'm just glad Chance didn't say we're just both short wrestlers, and so it was seamless. What was the question again?
I just wanted a major outlook for the team right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we've been bouncing around 4th and 5th ranked in state. Victor Valley's our nemesis. We've been going back and forth with them. Our goal is top 3, so that's what we want to do. I mean, our team goal at the beginning of the year is to try to be in the top 3, so we're going to go for it.
All right. Thanks again to Coach Dansby, and we hope that Preston and Chance keep bringing home the trophies. We'll return in a few moments with our preview for basketball as Cuesta Sports Monthly continues.
This program is produced by Cuesta Broadcasting. Start your radio, TV, and film career at Cuesta College.
Welcome back to Cuesta Sports Monthly. We are very pleased to welcome Cuesta women's basketball assistant coach Leana de la Cruz, and we also are joined and very gladly to have Kiera Taylor back, who has joined us to talk about the Cuesta Cagers. Both men and women, right? It expanded your brief today. So back with the team right now. How's the team looking right now? You're just getting going. You don't have Kiera back full time, but we'll talk about that. So what's happening?
Yeah, no, I feel like out of all of the groups, out of all of the teams that we've had throughout the years, this team specifically is the team with the most untapped potential, which makes them really exciting to coach. They're very coachable. Again, very untapped potential. We have some great leaders. Our sophomores are doing a really great job. And our last year's team, I mean, they set that great foundation, and now our sophomores are trying to take on that role of continuing the culture.
Now, one of the things I'll just mention, you guys lost two big parts of your team last year, Bella Musoff and Reese Pasternak, who both are up there with some of the stats amongst the all-time greats. How do you replace two players like that?
I feel like when it comes to losing great leaders and players that made a big contribution to our success last year, it comes down to like the legacy that they passed down to their freshmen. Again, with our sophomores, Morgan, Kiera, Fiona, that last year's team was so close that everything that Reese and Bella led with, they started carrying on themselves, and now they're passing it down to our freshmen this year. So
now, one of the things that we talk about sometimes is getting to that postseason and get a taste of that a little bit. You've had that the last 2 years. Kiera, what was it like, kind of being on a team that get advanced to the playoffs, and what was that experience? Kind of what do you bring from that experience into this season?
It was a great experience, honestly. It kind of taught me that no matter how many people are on the team, we only had 7 girls pretty much. It gave me a lot of hope because we were so successful with that small group of girls that honestly it taught me that you can do anything, obviously, with talent and hard work and pride, and yeah.
Now is that kind of, because you had such a small team, everybody had to play every game because nobody is going to play for 40 minutes. Does that kind of keep everybody fed, kept everybody into the game? Does that help a lot, or do you think, or would you have enjoyed more rest?
No, I love playing in the game. Yeah, Reese and Bella, that was like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe. They carried the team. They had a great time. They were great scorers, great guards. It was fun just being on a team with such talented players.
Now we saw just the opening night, Fiona Durham came out and put up 24 points. What do you think about the development of your sophomores that you have returning coming into this season?
Yeah, I feel like last year they learned a lot. You guys have grown so much, and coaching them has been so great because everything that they struggled with last year is now one of their bigger strengths this year. Fiona, for example, a little hard for her to take care of the ball on the perimeter. Now we're trusting her a little bit more. Kiera's resilience and being able to play continuously through the contact on the block, and also Morgan, last year was a big mental struggle, and this year now she's leading the team with confidence and helping all the other incoming freshmen with their confidence on the court as well. So all the sophomores last year's struggles is this year's strength, which I love.
Now, Kiera, you're coming back. You're coming out of volleyball. What's the transition like for you from volleyball to basketball? Is that going to be a quick transition? I mean, it seemed to be last year, but.
I think it's a pretty quick transition. I mean, I go to all the basketball or most of the basketball practices when I can, when I'm not playing volleyball. So I expect for my first game coming back, I'm going to be ready to hustle my butt off on the court.
Now you're a strong physical athlete. Does that change because volleyball you don't have the contact?
Mm-hmm.
do you welcome the contact, or you just gotta? Does it take them some time to adjust? You've been like, I've been waiting for this all fall.
Yeah.
Start shoving people around, or is it?
It definitely takes more time to get used to the contact because volleyball, it's like you only run into your teammates. You don't run into the other team. But like for basketball, you definitely meet some friendly people. Yeah, basketball is definitely way more a contact sport. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it's kind of that transition is takes a minute or two, or is it just?
Probably a game or two. Probably, hopefully, a game. Yeah, find out the hard way or the easy way. We'll see it out. Yeah.
Now you're sharing the gym with a new coach, Jamani Barber. They're not here today. They would have been here, but they kind of shuffled their schedule around. They're up in Cupertino playing a game. So, what have you seen from the men's program? What have you seen from Jamani? How's it looking out there for the guys this year?
He's really laying down the culture that he wants, and what I really like is that he's carrying on the family structure of the program. It's not like, okay, this is your side, this is my side, we don't talk, this is strictly business. Like we're family, and I think that's what Rusty would have wanted. So rest in peace, Rusty. So I'm really happy that if men's coach had to be someone else other than Rusty, it was Jamani.
Yeah, tremendous loss with Rusty Blair passing at the end of last season, and having Jamani come in here, he has seemed to really embrace the program that was left before. You know, it was a playoff team last year.
Yes, yeah.
So it's a good thing to walk into.
Yes.
But you know, he's got two sophomores back with Corbin Rossi, who was all conference, and Brian McNamee. But he also has a legacy player, which you guys may not know about. If you're a volleyball coach or volleyball player, as Kiera is, she might recognize some of those banners up on the wall with Ryan Gerhardt, whose dad won 2 of those state championships for Cuesta Women's Volleyball. So it'll be interesting to see how he does here. Glad to have a Gerhardt back on the on the floor. But so this year with the women's team, you're kind of rebuilding a little bit after losing a big chunk of your team with Bella Musoff and Reese Pasternak. Mm-hmm. How do you guys? You've got 2 playoff berths under your belt. What's the thing that you are going to kind of? How do you rebuild that team and get them all focused on there? Is it mostly on the sophomores leading the way they did last year? How's it going to go?
Making sure that we're staying focused on why we're here. What are you doing at Cuesta? Why did you choose junior college sports? Because it's very easy, especially for JUCO athletes, it's very easy to be like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to be a student. I don't want to be here for basketball. So every single one of these players had a reason on continuing their playing career, and I think if we just stayed focused on our reason and using it as motivation throughout season, then we'll be all right. Our biggest building block this year is definitely readjusting our system to match our players' personnels, because definitely a big difference between having Bella and Reese, who are
distributors and ball handlers.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly, on the perimeter. And now this year we have more dominant players in the post. So now we're kind of having to restructure our offense and our defense towards that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes our episode of Cuesta Sports Monthly. We'd like to thank today's guests, Leana Dela Cruz, Joe Dansby, Chance Evans, Preston Scharf, Katie Hesch, and, of course, Kiera Taylor. Remember to stay up to date with your Cougars. Visit the Cuesta Athletic website at cuestaathletics.com. This show is produced at Cuesta College by the Cuesta Film, Television, and Electronic Media Department. I'm Peter Schuler. For all of us here at Cuesta College, thank you for joining, and thank you for watching and supporting Cuesta Athletics.